Hi, friends. Welcome to another Sephora sales event video. This is for spring 2023. A few notes about the sale. If it's your first time encountering a Sephora sales event, they do hold different tiers, and those tiers are Rouge, VIB, and Beauty Insider. The sale begins for Rouge on the 14th, VIB on the 18th, and Beauty Insider on the 18th through the 24th. And I believe everyone is eligible for the 30% off the Sephora collection. Maybe I'll pick up the concealer since I am in the market for a new one. Here's the thing with the Sephora sale. For you to maintain your Rouge status, that will grant you 20% off from the 14th through the 24th, is to spend $1,000 a year. I'm actually way under. I will have to spend a certain amount to keep my Rouge going, so I might be getting bumped down to VIB. VIB on the 18th, you can shop the sale for 15% off, and Insider, you get the 10%. You get the tax docked off the total. Here's the thing with the Sephora sale. I have said this before, where you have to weigh out your options in terms of, will the brand sale, several that happen during the year, will be better? 20% is okay, but sometimes if you get a brand sale email that woos you with 25% or 30 or sometimes 40, it does happen. And depending on the situation, I sometimes wait for the brand sales. But here's the thing, with higher end makeup lines like Dior, getting into more of the luxe category, a lot of skincare that's expensive, 20% off does make a difference. So you have, again, to weigh out your options, see what's best. Pat McGrath, for instance, if she's doing 30%, how many times a year has she done upwards of 30% your total? Yes, with a certain total threshold, but still not bad at all. Of course, with the most recent collections being omitted from that sale. However, I would never buy anything Pat McGrath. Well, that's not true. I might bite the bullet and get the quad and another bronzer shade in the upcoming sale, because I believe the bronzer collection from Pat McGrath is dropping on the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. So they will be available during the sale. But if we wait a little more, we could probably get 30, but I don't know. See, I don't know. Timing is everything. So that's for you to decide, but I wanted to still film this video in sharing my recommendations for the Sephora sale if you wish to partake in it. I have a lot of these videos on my channel. I believe they're all on a playlist. So if you want to go back and see those items, you can. Not trying to repeat all the makeup, because there are just some standouts that remain, like my Benefit brow products that I actually would rather shop the Benefit sale, because they did run, I think, some 25% off or off one product that happened to be the Goof Proof pencil, that happened to be the one that I use all the time. And although they did recently send me some PR, it was all in the shade that I don't use. So if they run another sale, I might end up buying from them anyway and not from the Sephora sales event. So we'll see. I like to go in alphabetical order. So we'll start with the A's, and we'll have Anastasia Beverly Hills kick off the list. Of course, I recommend their eyeshadow palette in Rose Metals and Art Nouveau. I have Rose Metals on, actually. I applied, let's see here, Sun Rose, Noble, and Rose Fire. A little bit of Heavenly here on the inner lower half, as well as the inner corner. Great eyeshadow palette. Ever since they kicked off the new eyeshadow format and formula with Art Nouveau, or just Nouveau, that's the era. It's been fantastic. I think the layout is much better than their previously designed palettes. I think that housed, how many shades were in the old palettes? I think it was 14. Now it's 12. It just feels a lot more edited and condensed and more thoughtful. So I definitely recommend those. But listen, I don't know if ABH might run a sale during the year. If it's more than 20%, you might as well wait for that sale. B, we have Benefit, of course, as I mentioned. My Goof Proof in 3.5 is what I have on the brows today, and basically all the videos on my channel, I got the Goof Proof on my brows. There is one brand and product that I have my eye on, and that's Bosma. Bosma released a foundation stick for hydrating, buildable coverage, and natural finish. It retails for $40, online only. The appeal behind using a foundation stick, it just grabs me by the neck because I like to draw something on and blend it. It's a satisfying experience and a little more streamlined, where with a pump bottle or what have you, you have to pump it out, place it on, dot it, whatever. The stick, you just draw it on, blend, and you're done. And the finish seems appealing, so don't need another foundation, 100%. I like the design of the product. It's like a chrome fuchsia stick and the shades look great, so I'm eyeing that. I'm actually eyeing that over the Laura Mercier because I have the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish foundation on in medium 17, and this formula reminds me of the Laura Mercier. The difference is this has alcohol, the Laura Mercier doesn't. Also, you have to consider the different undertones that exist in said line. Perhaps the undertones in the Laura Mercier Real Flawless line are a better match for you versus the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish undertones, so things to consider in that department. Biossance. I am in the market for another exfoliating serum or treatment, and I think they do carry a lactic acid treatment that has been on my radar. I just always ended up getting something else. Here it is, the squalene and 10% lactic acid resurfacing serum. I like the lactic acid. It's not as intense as glycolic. It's a little more gentle. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Because I unfortunately broke my Peach and Lily lactic acid serum. It's a glass bottle. It was in my toiletry bag. I was careless. I was not taking care of it, and it knocked around so much that it broke. Yes, I'm still upset about it. C, what do we have from the C category? Just quickly going through here. I don't think we got anything from C. I haven't bought anything from Clinique. I know they recently came out with a foundation, the Even Better. I don't even know what it's called. Let me know down below. Does Clinique have anything that's worth looking at for this sale? D, Danessa Myricks. I had mentioned in my Danessa Myricks the blurring balm powder flushed in Bellini is a more peach shade. I have a video on it, swatching and doing all comparisons and stuff. I adore that shade, and I mentioned that I wanted to get Jubilee. Here's the thing. I have Inferno from Phytosrugence. Now, I consider them to be two completely different formulas. The Phytosrugence is like a moussier type of soft matte thing, and Danessa's is more of a slick soft matte thing. I feel both shades will be similar. And then there's Golden Hour, but I recently purchased Phytosrugence in Ember from their Blush Balm Skin Spark line. Ember is absolutely gorgeous. You know what? I should apply some now. I unfortunately was unable to make this comparison in my original Danessa video because this had not arrived yet. But it is so pretty, man. That's why I'm trying to be more conservative with this year's sale and be reasonable, because I have these Phytosrugence blushes that are still very full. There's a lot of blush in these pots. And to buy another blush product from Danessa, and you get a lot, okay? A little goes a long way, where you don't need to use a ton, so it will take you forever to finish that product. So this is Ember. It's giving you a little more orange, and why I feel it could be a good substitute for Golden Hour. Now, I understand if you're not into the Phytosrugence formula, you might prefer the Danessa one. I might not buy Jubilee, and I know that's crazy because you all say it's beautiful, but I'm just trying to like, hey, if anything, I'll get Jubilee and not Golden Hour, because I went from just getting Bellini to getting Jubilee to getting Jubilee and Golden Hour. I might just get Jubilee because Ember's real pretty. And also her Lightwork Volume 3, the Experience palette. This is a more edited version of her bigger Lightwork palette with like the 4 huge pans in the center that have the flakes, or they're the transform shades depending on which Lightwork palette it is. You got the multi-chromes in here that are extraordinary. Beautiful formula, not only with the powder, but you have the cream here that's also a duochrome moment. So you can do a lot with this palette, and I do prefer the size. You have the fun, you got the magic in here without the huge size palette. So, and this is, I believe I got this in the previous Sephora sale, and I'm happy that I have it. We got Fenty. They just released a thick mascara. I don't know, I might, because I really like my Esum and Kill Lash duo, so I don't know if I'm swayed enough to try the Fenty mascara. It does look phenomenal. I mean, their ads are all over Instagram. Everyone's doing an ad for their mascara, and it looks pretty nice. I do like a thick lash. It might be thicker than what my Esum is giving me, and sure, I could try that out. I wonder how good it is at curling. That's my concern. The thickness is fine, but I need the curl to stay up and the lashes to go this way. Pharmacy just released an exfoliating product that I was like, ooh, here it is. It's the Brighten Up 3% TXA Dark Spot Toner with azelaic acid. Azelaic has been hailed to be a fantastic ingredient for dark spot treatment, and I might choose this over the Biosense because I think this is more what I'm looking for in terms of evening skin tone. And the ingredient deck looks interesting with the TXA and all these whatevers. Let me see here. Yes, tranexamic acid is listed as the 5th ingredient. Lactic acid is way down. Boo, but you got all these citrus whatevers that could be irritating. So that is kind of like what I might be weary of. Is still under consideration. I'll just say that. Freck Beauty just released a bronzer product. Here it is, the Face Hack Precision Sculpting Cream Bronzer. I don't need any more cream bronzer. I still got my Saie bronzer. I got the LYS bronzer, cream stick thingamajig. I got my Mob Beauty. We're moving on, Alicia. You know, I have not bit the Glossier train yet, fam. It just seems that the appeal behind the brand is just very dewy, youthful, barely there, putting a little bit of this or that, still beautiful, but putting a little of this, that. It's interesting. I have not, the claws are not on me yet. The cloud paints, I understand, were a popular item, and there's a serum that has like an iridescent finish to it. You know, I understand the appeal, but I don't think I need any of that. So skipping that brand. Gucci, of course, their blush, the soft matte blush or the matte luminous blush, 06 in Warm Berry. Out of all the shades that they have, let's see here, they have 6 total. For my complexion, I felt Warm Berry had the best impact in serving sculpt and flush at the same time. The other shades, you know, Tender Apricot could be a thing, or even Bright Coral. Bright Coral could be something. The one shade, Rosy Beige, I'm still considering it, but probably not a great time, because going into the summertime, I tend to wear foundations that run a little warm, and with Rosy Beige, I don't know if that's gonna align. You know what I mean? This is time for the Embers and the Infernos, okay? Then, of course, you got the Luminous bronzer. I got 3 of them. Fantastic bronzing product. The compact is just gorgeous. So, all around, from packaging to product, it's all there. And 20% off, $64. Helps immensely. They recently released their new foundation. Whoa, 24-hour full coverage luminous matte finish foundation. Unfortunately, I cannot partake in this foundation party because it being Gucci, it has a lot of fragrance in this product. I could double check to see. Yeah, it has fragrance. I can't do it. I don't appreciate the feeling of having a fragrance cloud just hovering over me all day. when there's so much perfume in my foundation. So it might be great, but not getting that. And they also released their eyeshadow palettes, I believe. Do they even have it on Sephora? I don't know if they do. Maybe it's only available at other retailers like Nordstrom or Neiman Marcus, because you know what? I did buy the Byredo palette. It was available on Bergdorf Goodman. It probably still is. So that's why I'm pulling back the reins a little bit on this sale, because that palette was $109. So there you go. House Labs by Lady Gaga. Of course, I just recently, well, I guess it's not recent anymore, the Colorfuse blush in Hibiscus Haze. I really like this color. I think it's fantastic. It's one of the more unique pinks that I have in my powder blush collection. And I was eyeing Pomelo Peach, but am very happy with Bellini and its peachiness. So I think I'll skip on Pomelo Peach. And even if I had the money, right, it's a lot of blush. Like, I ain't gonna get through this ever. I don't want to have two of these. It just stresses me out. Like, I gotta use both, and I can, but whatever. You understand what I'm saying. Hourglass, we have the Ambient Glow. What is it called? Their recent foundation release, or their most recent, their unlocked palettes. I believe you can't custom make them on Sephora, but I wonder if they have the holiday palette still available. Probably not, because those were limited edition. The foundation isn't. So I'm changing my tune in terms of what foundation I tend to gravitate towards as we approach the spring summer season. The Hourglass color, it was fine over the winter. I have it in neutral 11 as well as 11.5. Don't know how it's going to be when complexion starts to change a little bit, so I'll have to keep you updated on that. However, I do feel the formula might be more advantageous to wear, since it is a soft matte finish. It's going to help combat excess oil and shine. I don't like to look dewy. I think dewiness emphasizes texture and imperfections more so than a matte finish, whether it's powder or foundation, or powder or liquid. So I can recognize how the Hourglass might be a better fit for the season, but it's the shade that might not. So I might have to cocktail some in that department. What do we have from Eye? The Inky List, I haven't really bought anything from them, but they're already inexpensive, and I feel, I guess 20% off can be something if you're buying a lot from the brand. But if you're splurging on a more expensive skincare item from something like, I don't know, I think La Mer is sold at Sephora now. So 20% off makes sense for the La Mer, but not for the Inky List, you know what I mean? We have arrived at the L's. I was recommended to take a look at the Lancome concealer because I am looking to eventually replace my LYS. We're almost done with them. I've been using them for a very long time and have been happy with what they delivered. I think it's the Teint Idole Ultra Wear that was recommended to me, the all over concealer. It has a high ranking, and we're looking at, what is this, 4.78 stars at 3.4k reviews, or yes, that's promising. $29, so mid-tier. And I do like the shade range in the Lancome, so something to consider. And also, I like a concealer that I can wear not only under the eyes, but all over. Something I tend to do in the spring, summer months, where not applying foundation all over, but just spot treating the regions that need a little more coverage, and I can do that with concealer 100%. Okay, the Laura Mercier have samples of the Real Flawless in shades Chestnut and Ginger. Love the formula, but I do feel it's very similar to the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish. The main difference is the Pat McGrath foundation does have alcohol pretty high on the list. The Laura Mercier does not, and is also not fragranced, right? Neither of them are, but if you tend to not like alcohol in your foundation, but you wanted a similar consistency and experience like what the Skin Fetish delivers, then I definitely recommend you take a look at the Real Flawless. I'm just trying to be a little more practical because I now have been wearing my Skin Fetish foundation and remembering what I experienced from the Laura Mercier. I do think, just recollecting, the Laura Mercier I feel has better holding power than the Skin Fetish. It doesn't break down as quickly, which is leading me to still purchase it anyway because of that very reason. So it's either between that or the Bosma foundation stick. We shall see. And ginger is good now, but I don't know if I have to choose another color for what's to come, anticipating where my complexion will be later down the line. And also Laura Mercier released the powder, I believe, in, yes, the Real Flawless Luminous Perfecting Pressed Powder comes in 4 shades. I have been using my Pat McGrath under eye blurring powder, which I love, so I might not need the Real Flawless Luminous. It's $48, man. And here's the thing, I don't know what color I would get. I think I will get Translucent Honey because I would primarily wear this on the center of my face, where Translucent Medium, I don't know how that will present itself on the center of my face. I want a little more brightness here and typically don't wear powder on the outer perimeter, so I might stick with the second shade. So we'll see. I have my eye on those products. And Lawless just released a powder, the Skin Smoothing Talc-Free Perfecting Powder. Looks to be doing well in the review sector of things. Does this powder, let me see, I believe it's a multi-use powder that you can use as foundation or also on top of liquid or cream foundation. Yes, for soft setting or for light to medium coverage. I never wore a lot of powder foundation. Something to consider, but I'm eyeing Laura Mercier. Let me know what you think down below. All right, LYS Beauty. Like I had said, I've been using their concealer, so I could just rebuy that, right? I recommend their Triple Fix Brightening Concealer. I think is a great price point. Shade range is great. Fluid, medium coverage, easy to blend. Their Speak Love Moisture Matte Lipstick, in addition to their lip liner, there are a few shades I have my eye on. I think I wanted to grab Dreamer, which is the Honey Nude shade. Was that it? There was another one. Yes, Honey Nude, and the liner, their Speak Love Lip Liner. Ooh, I think the one I wanted is currently sold out. Driven is a Terracotta Mauve, but there's also Soulful, a cool golden brown. But I don't find myself wearing a lot of liner anyway. What I have on actually is my off-white, like, multi-purpose pencil that you can use on face, eyes, and lips. So it's on my radar, don't really need it. I was just tickled by the idea. Okay, Makeup Forever. What do we have for Makeup Forever? They just released a contouring and highlighting palette. They were nice enough to send me their blush, contour, and highlight palette in PR and their foundation palette. So I don't know how to feel about Makeup Forever. It's one of those things where there are select items from the line that I think are worth taking a look at, like their setting powder, their eyeshadow singles, their blush and highlight singles, but you have to be the type of person to like assembling your own palette because that's basically what the products encourage, where you can kind of choose the colors yourself, get the palette separately. Their 109 foundation brush, they sent me this in PR, is fantastic. I think this is a great buy. It's $45, so if you could get 20% knocked off that, or they do sometimes run sales during the year. So if you rather wait for their sale, because I think they'll do like a 30% moment. And 30% off 45 is definitely better than 20. Makeup by Mario. I don't have his foundation, but I did grab a sample of it a few months back. Wasn't crazy about the strange nose smell that I detected. I know not everyone's going to, but also I felt the color match was off. I could have went lighter, but I don't know if it would have been too light. And the one that I have looked very warm, like almost orange. So the only thing I would recommend from Makeup by Mario in terms of what I have are the highlighters. I think they're fantastic. They remind me of the Dior Forever Couture consistency, just super lightweight and shiny on the skin, but almost creamy. I like the soft Sculpt bronzers as well. The contour sticks and the blush sticks, you kind of have to work because they're on the drier side. So not a formula that I would apply directly on the skin. I gotta warm that up first. Mel Cosmetics just released like their Trip Something palette where, you know, I'm not wooed. I'm not wooed. The ones that I recommend from Mel, definitely 27. Definitely, I want to say Mary Jane, but there's some shades in there that you gotta tread carefully with. The Gemini palette is a classic, of course. Gemini 2 has more of the roses in there. You know, I like that combination between the rose and the greens. Sometimes you gotta be careful with how you mix and match, but all in all though, 27 is my favorite because that is like my coral rose terracotta dream eyeshadow palette. That's my summer eyes shadow palette, 100%. And Rust. Rust, I think, is their best performing palette out of all the ones that they've released. It's just the most consistent across the mattes and the shimmers that are in their palette. There are no surprises, like, so I don't know how well the new palette is going to do, but oh, and of course their cream blush lights, sandy cheeks, that's all I gotta say. I haven't picked up anything from Merit, although I do see them circulating a lot as a favorite, but you could let me know down below. Have you tried anything from Merit? I think their foundation sticks are fairly popular, as well as their blush balm products. They're like short and stubby, but look to be easy to apply on the cheeks. So, but because of all the cream blushes that I have, and considering the fact that I am thinking about getting more of the Danessa, I should probably stay away. And we got NARS. The light reflecting foundation, fantastic, but that bottle pump design is horrendous. So I don't know if it's bad luck or what have you, but man, I think they gotta change something in that pump design because the foundation is great, but the pump just leaks and gets messy and gets everywhere. Not good. Natasha Denona recently had her Love Face palette, which wasn't my favorite. It was sent to me and I reviewed it here on my channel. I much prefer her Glam Face palettes in dark and even light. The dark face palette has that terracotta bronzy, well, I would say more terracotta red leaning blush that I prefer over that cool pink blush that's in the Love palette. And I'll say this, you know, I was thinking about the direction she could have went with that blush shade. And although I understand if you're on the lighter part of the spectrum, that color will look beautiful on you. But if she were to make it more universal, like have more complexions that can use a pink, she could have went fuchsia and it still be in like the Love pink theme of things. Or if she wanted to go like all the way to the other side, could have experimented with like a violet blush. I think that would have been nice too. Sure, might have been limited in terms of how many skin tones it can positively serve, but that cool pink, I mean, it has so much white in it that it just made my cheeks look gray. But if it was more fuchsia and like a little bit like what's in the Bloom palette, that face palette would have done a lot better. But it's strange, the highlighter was warm compared to the cream blush shade. So I thought it would have been challenging for one who does have a light complexion. Yes, the cream blush shade is fine, but that highlight is so warm. I don't know how that worked out. You can let me know down below. We're down to the O's, okay? I don't have anything from O's. P, Pat McGrath, as I said before, her sales are better than the 20% off was going on at Sephora. But if the bronzer bug is still biting me in the tush, I might bite the bullet and get Bronze Divinity, which is the terracotta bronze, and I'm just so curious about that color because Bronze Nirvana, and you can check out my Divine Bronzer Collection video where I swatch both Bronze Nirvana and Desert Glow. Bronze Nirvana is more orange yellow, And I think I would like also a bronzer that's more like reddish, because Desert Glow is giving me more tawny. Am I selfish for wanting another bronzer from Pat McGrath? 100%. And something about Venetian Sunrise, I incorrectly analyzed that palette comparing it to Venus and Fleurs. Venetian Sunrise has 2 mattes and 2 metallics, whereas Venus and Fleurs has 1 matte, 2 metallics, and Rosefire Nectar, which is like the party arty shade. Venetian Sunrise has that beautiful creamy beige matte that, ooh, I'm such a sucker for. So I might pick that up as well, because who knows when Pat's gonna have another sale. I could wait for it. I could. But I might not. Patrick Ta, I believe his cream blush duos are the most popular item, as well as his eyeshadow palettes too. I'm not too sure. He's coming out with another eyeshadow palette. I remember seeing a sneak peek of it online a few months back, but I have no idea what the release date for that is. And I have no business knowing, because I already got the Byredo palette on its way. Pattern. Fortunately, the hairdryer is not available at Sephora, but I do love their leave-in conditioner. I use it every day to do my up braid here to help detangle and just smooth out the thumb combing. I use their hydration shampoo as well as their heavy conditioner. The detangling nectar comes in clutch when you're trying to get in there. I use their cleansing shampoo once a month, as well as their treatment mask. The treatment mask is interesting because it's not like your typical creamy deep conditioner, which I'm usually accustomed to. It's more of like a serum. So if you like a more lightweight experience with deep conditioning, the treatment mask you might consider. Also, I have their hair clip, which for me has been just a staple item in my hair routine. I love this thing. Because of how it's designed, it's more round, or is the teeth are not as flat, because I have those butterfly clips that are super intense with the flatter teeth, and it's tougher for me to get through my hair because it's super thick. So if you have the straighter hair, I understand how it will make sense, because that will secure whatever you're trying to do, but I don't need that. My texture itself has all of the security, so the shape of this hair clip is fantastic. And their mousse is one of my most favorite styling items from the lineup, because it's quick drying. It just gives you a little more spring, and I like to use it on my top poof. So if you're looking at pattern products, but same thing, they run sales too, and they also have the dryer, so you might want to wait. Maybe. Rare Beauty. I remember when their highlighters released, everyone lost their minds. So I do understand the appeal behind the highlighters. I have not purchased them yet. I'm still holding back because it looks gorgeous, but I don't need it. Their Warm Wishes Effortless Bronzing Stick got extended, I think, with 2 or 3 shades, so that's fun. Do they even have, look, their highlighters from Rare Beauty always sold out. There's only 1 shade in stock, and it's the Rose Bronze shade, where I feel like Exhilarate, the Champagne Gold, will be a better fit. But who knows? Who knows what I can find in store or what will become available online as we approach the sale. Rose Inc. I have not purchased anything else from the brand ever since I picked up their skin tint and their cream blush in Foxglove. I enjoy their skin tint. I think it was a great summer staple makeup product for something to just put all over my face that will offer that evening of tone, but will still feel lightweight on my skin and not heavy. And their cream blush in Foxglove is a terracotta shade. Fantastic product, and I gotta pull that out again. We gotta get her back in the circulation. Saie Beauty just released their foundation, the Glowy Super Skin Lightweight Hydro Bounce Serum Foundation. They might have sent me something, and I am a terrible influencer. I gotta check my P.O. box. There's probably stuff in there that, my gosh, I should probably do that today. Their Air Set Radiant Loose Setting Powder, that I don't have, but I've seen all around great feedback for that powder. Their Hydra Beam Brightening and Hydrating Cream Under Eye Concealer. Some people weren't crazy about it, but I actually like that concealer for the summertime. It was just very emollient, lightweight. The Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer, I'm actually going to experiment and wear that and put the Pat McGrath on top. I think that'll be like a killer combination. Because what I like about this product, especially for the summertime, as I don't rely on foundation for my coverage needs, I like to use a cream bronzer, which this is not super high coverage, I understand, but I like to place it here and then maybe another powder bronzer on top, and that in itself will serve as enough coverage for what I need on those regions of my face. So that's what I like to do. I have medium bronze and it's so pretty. There's also tan bronze. Is this a new shade? I think this is a new shade. Did they also extend their line? I believe they did, because originally there were only 4 shades. So we got a fair bronze, hey, and we got a tan bronze. I might have to get the tan. I gotta get the tan bronze now. Why did I click on this product? I am being seduced right now. Oh, medium bronze could still work. Shut up, Alicia. I don't need tan bronze. But it looks pretty. I'll just watch it in store, okay, and try to walk away. Sephora collection is 30% off. People raved about their concealer, so maybe I'll give that a shot since I have the opportunity to knock some 30% off that product. The rest of the S's, no. Well, we got Too Faced. I don't know if I'll ever buy anything from Too Faced again. The sophistication factor for me is just not high up enough. That sounds bougie, and excuse me, Alicia, who do you think you are? But yeah, it's in terms of what I prefer to have on my vanity, aesthetic wise, Too Faced is not delivering that for me right now. I hope you understand. Youth to the People. They ran a sale recently and I was too slow because I wanted another bottle of their Mandelic Acid and Superfood Unity Exfoliant. I'm actually at the tail end of that product. I'm going to finish it this month. I enjoyed that product. It relies on Mandelic Acid, which I'm a fan of. I enjoy that ingredient. It was exfoliating. It helped tackle my blemishes, dark spots, unevenness without feeling like my skin was going to burn off. And I'm also using that in conjunction with the, not together on the same evening, but alternating with the Peach and Lily Retinol Serum. They sent me that in PR. I'm trying to see how that will work out. I've stopped using the tretinoin. I know the breakup was real. I just want to try something new, see what happens. I'm going to stick with it for a few months and report back. But I like to alternate whatever retinol treatment that I'm using, whether it's over the counter or prescription, with an exfoliating product, liquid or serum. And for the most part, the Mandelic Acid treatment from Youth to the People I thought was fantastic. I thought it served me well. It had a smell, but it was more herbaceous in nature. It wasn't perfumey or overly fragrant. So it aligned with that. It didn't, make me get crazy sneezies. So I might get that again. So it's between the pharmacy and the Youth to the People. What's making me stick to Youth to the People is that I feel they don't have all this citrus this and citrus that like the pharmacy does. They're more conservative with their fragrance ingredients they choose to have in their products. So I don't know. Do you all have the pharmacy, the new serum that I covered early in this video? Let me know what you think. Also, I know Glow Recipe, they have a few serum-like products. I'm going back to the G's. I think it was not the watermelon. Well, they got the watermelon glow PHA something. Is it? So many fruits. The strawberry smooth BHA and AHA salicylic acid serum. Gently smooths, addresses the appearance of breakouts, and helps clear blemish-prone skin. So yes, I am prone to blemishes, but I don't want another active. I don't know if I want that. There is the guava vitamin C, but I have my Allies of Skin vitamin C serum that I'm using. I still have to shop around 100%. The watermelon, no. They got a body cream? The Watermelon Glow Age, a pink dream body cream. But the watermelon scent, I don't subscribe to that. Necessaire. There was a product from this brand. I think, let me see here. It was, yes, the body cream with 5 ceramides, colloidal oatmeal, and niacinamide. $45. I was eyeing this. I still am. Not bad to get 20% knocked off, okay? And I think, just quickly scanning the ingredient deck here, I don't think it has fragrance. I got the shea butter, got a lot of stuff in here, all right? I might buy this. Oh, wait a minute, quickly scanning some reviews. It feels like it will be good until you rub it in, and then it pills and leaves a chalky feeling residue on the skin. Why is that? If you guys got the body cream from Necessaire, let me know down below your experience. Should I pick it up? Should I skip? Or if you have other suggestions of a product that will be available during the Sephora sale, let us know as well. And those are my recommendations / what's on my shop list video. It was a little bit of a hybrid moment. I just kind of went off the cuff there. Thank you for sticking with me. All in all, I encourage you to have fun. If this is something you wait for and you plan for it, fantastic. But if you feel like you have to spend a lot just because it's a sale, if you have a lot of people around you spending money, you don't necessarily have to do that. I think it's wise to wait and to plan. You might fare off better with a brand sale that will offer a higher discount. And sure, you might have to deal with a little bit of FOMO during that time until the sale goes live, you know, whenever that will be. But in the end, if you could save a little more money on products that you know you'll use, that you're basically re-upping on, and it's fine to buy 1 or 2 products that are new, because I get it that shopping is fun, and even more fun if you could save here and there, but there's no reason to go off the wall and buy all the things and feel guilty about it. And you know, we're trying to get out of that vicious cycle. I know I am. So let me know down below, fam, what do you have your eye on? I know a lot of people like to buy skincare and just more higher priced items during this time. If you're waiting for another brand sale that you know that's coming up, let us know as well. I'll see you down in those comments, and until then, that is around. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another review tutorial, follow-up Sephora shop video, or monthly faves. Take care, and I will see you again soon.